Have you ever looked in the mirror and quietly wondered, does this hair still reflect the woman I'm becoming, or is it just a memory of who I used to be? Hair for women is never just strands, it's time itself. It holds springs that have passed, unnamed longings, and the way we cling to youth, sometimes just to whisper to the world, I'm still me. I remember once my mother told me about her dear friend Evelyn. She's 63 now, and for nearly 3 decades, she hadn't cut her hair short. To her, brushing her hair was like brushing through the pages of her life. Her wedding day, the birth of her first child, the summer the whole family went to the beach. Long hair wasn't just a look, it was a rhythm, a ritual, a part of how she lived. But one spring afternoon during a quiet family lunch, her little granddaughter looked up at her and said, "Grandma, your hair is covering your smile." The words floated like a breeze, soft but deep enough to still her heart. Evelyn didn't rush out to cut her hair the next day, but for the first time she paused. She wondered, do I truly love this hair, or am I holding on because I'm afraid to change? You see, sometimes we don't need a dramatic shift. Just a moment, gentle and honest enough to see ourselves anew, not to look younger, not to keep up, but simply to come closer to the woman we are today. And that's why I invite you to stay with this video. Not to tell you whether to cut your hair or keep it, but to open a softer kind of conversation about hair, about age, and about those quiet choices we carry in the next few peaceful minutes. If you've ever hesitated before the mirror, if you've ever asked yourself the same quiet questions, then maybe this video is your gentle reminder that you have the right to choose again whenever your heart feels ready. Now, let's sit down together, hold a cup of tea, listen in. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Mistake 1, long hair without shape. You're not keeping it long, you're letting it drift. Wearing your hair long without any shape or definition is a quiet trap that many women over 60 fall into without even realizing it. At first, we call it keeping long hair as a symbol of femininity or a piece of ourselves from the past. But over the years, if that hair isn't gently trimmed, layered, or given movement, it stops being a frame that flatters your face and becomes more like a heavy curtain, quietly concealing the most radiant features you have. Let me tell you the story of Susan. She's 68 now, and she wore her hair past her back for nearly 3 decades. To her, that long hair was inseparable from who she was. But one Thanksgiving, during a big family photo in the garden, her little granddaughter leaned over and whispered, "Grandma, why can't I see your face in the picture?" Susan looked closely, and it hit her. Her long, shapeless, straight hair had blended into the background, and her face, it disappeared. She wasn't truly gone, but she also wasn't fully there. So when a woman over 60 keeps her hair long without layers or shaping, her features can start to feel pulled down, tired, or unfocused. And on a deeper emotional level, that kind of hair can sometimes become an invisible shield, a way of holding on to the woman we used to be, even if we no longer feel like her anymore. But here's the thing, the answer isn't cutting it all off. It's restoring movement. You might try soft layers around the cheeks, a gentle U-shape at the ends, or a refined trim that lets light dance through your strands. The hair is still you, just more embracing now, not hiding. And you know what? You don't need your hair to make you look younger. You just need it to reflect who you are, clearly, gracefully, and beautifully, just as you are. Mistake 2, pin straight hair like a curtain. Thinking the sleeker, the younger. Many women believe the straighter and smoother my hair, the younger and more elegant I'll look. It sounds reasonable. Straight hair has long been linked with femininity and neatness. But after 60, this polished look can actually weigh you down, making your face appear harsh, flat, and lifeless. Over-straightened hair, especially the kind pressed tight to the scalp, turns into a stiff curtain. It doesn't move. And when your hair stops moving, your face stops engaging. Martha, a retired literature teacher at 66, had naturally soft waves, but after 50, she began straightening her hair every week. To look tidy, to look younger, she said. Every Monday she'd sit under the heat press. Her hair came out sleek and flawless, but over time it lost its body and shine. One day after her granddaughter's wedding, she looked in the mirror and didn't see herself anymore. Not older, just not her. You see, hair that's too flat can pull your whole face down. There's no movement, no light reflection, no softness to frame your features. The result? A tired look that doesn't match how you truly feel inside. And beneath the surface, excessive straightening becomes more than a style, it becomes a pressure. You're not just forcing your hair into a mold, you're forcing yourself. One woman once wrote, "Unless I straighten my hair, I'm stuck with curls." I don't mind, though, a quiet sentence, but it said everything. Sometimes what's natural is what's most beautiful, so no, you don't need to give up straight hair completely, but give it room to breathe. Add a soft curve at the ends, try light layers for volume, use a gentle mousse to revive texture. If you have natural waves, maybe it's time to let them live again. Imagine this, you walk out of the salon, the wind brushes past, your hair lifts gently, curving around your cheeks. You don't think about age, you just feel light. You don't need to go back in time to feel beautiful. You only need to come home to the version of you that feels real, free, and alive. Let your hair move. Let you move with it, not to chase youth but to return to yourself. Mistake 3. Neglecting hair color. Letting gray fade or going too dark. Many women over 60 think going gray is natural. I'm older now, why bother? And yes, gray hair is part of life, but natural doesn't mean neglected. When silver strands aren't cared for, they can lose their glow, turning dull, yellowish, and dry. Instead of soft elegance, they cast a tired tone over your face, dimming your presence. Gray hair, when loved, becomes light itself, refined. Timeless, Linda, 64, chose to go fully gray after retiring. No more dye. Just me natural, she said, no treatments, no styling. Each morning she combed her hair and tended her garden. One afternoon, as her granddaughter braided her hair, the little girl asked, "Grandma, why does your hair look like stove smoke?" Linda smiled but paused. That night, in front of the mirror, she looked closely. Her hair had yellowed, the ends were brittle. This wasn't the silver she'd imagined. It looked tired. And in that quiet moment she understood, gray hair doesn't care for itself. It needs kindness, like any part of us that's weathered time. Left untreated, gray can turn brassy, especially at the roots or around the face, making skin appear dull and lifeless. On the flip side, overly dark dye, jet black, cold brown, can harden your features, pulling your face downward and washing out warmth. And deep down, neglect often comes from a quiet thought, I'm older now. Does it really matter? But it does. Now more than ever, you deserve softness, even in your hair. You don't need a full makeover. Just gentle steps, a purple shampoo once a week to keep silver bright, a touch of nourishing oil to soften and protect ends, a few honey or beige highlights to bring movement and light. And if you still color your hair, avoid going too dark. Choose tones that brighten the skin. Not weigh it down, because your hair doesn't need to be bold, it just needs to feel alive. Picture this, a quiet morning, you step outside with your tea. The sun hits your hair and the silver catches it like silk thread. No fuss, no effort, just quiet radiance. You don't need to chase youth. You only need a hair color that reminds you, I'm still here, still me, still worthy of feeling beautiful. Mistake 4. Sticking to one hairstyle and quietly getting boxed in. After 60, many women find themselves wearing the same hairstyle for years, not because it's the most flattering, but because it's familiar. We pull our hair up the same way each morning, like muscle memory. No thought, no curiosity, but over time that once comforting routine becomes a frame, one that holds you in a version of yourself that no longer feels true. Gloria, 70, wore the same high bun for over 2 decades. Every birthday, holiday, even her daughter's wedding, same look. One day her 6-year-old granddaughter brought home a drawing, my grandma. There she was, a tiny figure with a round bun on top of her head like a red onion. Gloria laughed, then paused, not because it was wrong, but because it was too accurate, and she quietly asked herself, when did I stop changing? Wearing the same hairstyle over and over can flatten your features, dull your energy, and make your look feel stuck. Like hearing a once beautiful song on repeat, it starts to lose its magic. But more than that, staying with one look is often rooted in fear. Does it even matter anymore? The truth is it does, because you matter. And you notice even when no one else says it out loud. You don't need a big makeover. Just a small shift to feel refreshed. Try a low, soft bun with loose strands around the neck. Clip half your hair back to frame the cheekbones. Add a pearl barrette, a silk ribbon, something gentle but new. That one change may be all it takes to soften your face, light up your eyes, and lift your smile. And one quiet morning, when you catch your reflection, you may feel it. You didn't change the world. You changed to meet yourself as you are today. Your hairstyle doesn't have to be dramatic. It just shouldn't be the same old shadow keeping you in place. You deserve hair that moves with your spirit through every emotion, every season still unfolding. Because change isn't about looking younger. It's about feeling more like you. Mistake 5. Afraid to change. Believing long hair keeps you who you were. Many women over 60 fear that if they cut their hair even just a little, they'll lose a part of themselves. We keep long hair not always because it suits us now, but because it holds memories of youth, of a lover's gaze, of being a young mother. It becomes a thread that ties us to the woman we used to be, the one who felt beautiful, seen, and full of life. But as time moves on, and our face and body change, that same hair can start to feel heavy, not just physically, but emotionally. What once lifted us now weighs us down. Instead of softening the face, it drags it. Instead of evolving with us, it holds us in place. Cheryl, 67, from Portland, wore her hair past her chest for almost 20 years. She took care of it meticulously, high-end shampoos, deep treatments, but she never trimmed it. It's the hair he loved, she said. The hair I had when my daughter was born, I can't cut it. Then one evening after her 40th anniversary party, she looked in the mirror, not sad, just distant. I didn't see myself anymore, she said. The next morning, she walked into a salon and quietly asked, just 10 centimeters off, I want to feel like I can breathe again, and as she stepped out into the Portland breeze, she closed her eyes and smiled. I felt free. No one else noticed a drastic change. But inside, she did. It wasn't about losing the past. It was about catching up with the present. Overly long hair can pull the face down, emphasize aging around the neck, and block light from dancing across your features. But the real issue isn't the length, it's the fear of letting go. We think change erases who we were, but really it lets who we are now come forward. You don't need a dramatic cut, just a few soft updates, a side part to open and balance the delicate layers around the cheeks for softness and light, a gentle wave at the ends for movement instead of weight. Your hair can still be long, still be you, but now it reflects the woman you are becoming, not just the one you used to be. Change isn't about looking younger, it's about feeling lighter, more honest, more present. You don't lose your history by trimming 10 centimeters. But you might just rediscover something essential, the feeling that you're alive. It's not in memory, but in this very moment. Mistake 6, believing long hair is feminine and short hair is not. Many women over 60 still quietly hold onto an old belief that long hair equals femininity, and short hair, practical, serious, or aging. So we stay loyal to long hair not because it still suits us, but because we fear, if I cut it short, will I lose the softness, the sensuality, the woman in me? But is the length of your hair really what defines your femininity? I still remember vividly a woman I saw at an art gallery in San Francisco. She was around 72. Nothing about her outfit was loud or flashy. But when she walked into the room, the air shifted. She wore a soft lob haircut just grazing her shoulders, a swipe of red lipstick, oversized glasses, and round silver earrings. Every gesture, lifting a glass, tilting her head to listen, was magnetic. Someone next to me whispered, "She's the most radiant woman in the room." And I knew it wasn't because her hair was long. It was because she walked in with presence, not with hesitation, not clinging to youth, but glowing with confidence, ease, and grace. The truth is, long hair can sometimes feel heavy, visually weighing down the face, hiding your natural contours, while a well-cut short style can open everything up. Your eyes, your cheekbones, your smile. Short hair draws attention to the features that tell your story. It lets your expressions take center stage. What makes a woman captivating has never been about how long her hair is. It's how she shows up in the shape she chooses, with a spirit unafraid of change. If you've ever thought, I can't go short, I'll lose my softness, try imagining this instead. A chin-length lob framing your cheeks. A pair of pearl or gold tone earrings, a hair color that brightens your skin, beige, honey blonde, or ash brown, soft, dewy skin, a warm-toned lipstick. Eyes full of self-knowing, you won't feel less feminine. You'll feel feminine in a new way, not youthful and delicate, but mature and magnetic. Not I have to keep my long hair to feel like a woman, but I choose this style because it feels like me. True beauty isn't in the length of your hair. It's in knowing exactly where you are on your journey and allowing yourself to shine in this chapter, not the last. Short hair doesn't make you less feminine. It simply reveals more of what was already beautiful. Your eyes, your smile, your presence, unmistakably yours. Cut it if you want to, not to look younger, but to move closer to the woman you already are. Mistake 7, afraid to cut your hair, because you fear looking too different. Here's something rarely said out loud, but deeply felt by many women over 60. We're not afraid of long hair, we're afraid of change. It's not that we don't want to try something new. It's that quiet fear lingers. The fear is that cutting off just a few inches will erase the image we've known for decades. The fear that others might whisper we're trying too hard to look young. The fear of that careless joke, "You look so different, I almost didn't recognize you." But the truth is this, hair grows back, and you're changing every day whether you realize it or not. A new haircut doesn't erase who you are, it brings you closer to the version of yourself that's here now. I once read a comment under a video about hair. A woman wrote, "I'm almost 80 with hair to my waist. It disgusts me that people try to tell women how to wear their hair." Simple, clear, bold, because hair is freedom, and no one gets to define your beauty but you. Many women hold onto long hair for decades, not because they still love it, but because it's familiar, a kind of armor shielding them from judgment. But sometimes that very hair becomes a cage, trapping you in a version of yourself that no longer fits while your heart quietly longs for something new. You don't have to cut it all off. Start small, soft layers around your cheeks, a gentle curl at the ends, a new side part, just one step at a time, no rush, no pressure. And if you're unsure, find a stylist who truly listens. Someone who understands that women in their 60s, 70s, or beyond aren't looking for reinvention, but for a refresh that feels gentle, safe, and true. Hair isn't just hair, it's a mirror reflecting the quiet shifts within. Cutting your hair isn't about looking younger, it's about feeling lighter, clearer, closer to who you are now. And if one day you don't love the new look, that's okay. Hair grows, but you tried. And in that brave little moment, you gave yourself permission to live with freedom, not with fear. And if you've made it this far into the video, then you probably already understand. Your hair doesn't need to make you look younger. It just needs to make you smile each morning when you catch your reflection and whisper, yes, this is me, whole, peaceful, and beautiful in a way that is entirely mine. Because long hair is no longer a symbol of youth. It's a symbol of choice when you wear it with intention, with freedom, and with love for who you are now. You know, each strand of hair is a little like a flower petal. If we keep it frozen in a frame, afraid it might fade, afraid it might wilt, we'll never feel the breeze pass through it, never sense how gently it can move. Hair is meant to move, to evolve, to tell your story as it continues, to remind you you are still living, and you have every right to change whenever your heart says you're ready. So if you're standing between the scissors and the safe choice, between the familiar and the unknown, ask yourself gently, am I keeping this hair because I love it, or because I'm afraid of losing something? And if your answer leans toward fear, remember, hair always grows back, and sometimes one small change is the most powerful way to come home to yourself, more fully, more deeply. If something in this video touched your heart, leave a comment, click like, or subscribe to Timeless Women Over 50. We have many more gentle conversations ahead about time, style, and the timeless beauty of women who know they are already enough.